All right, all right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Um, this was a quick one. I wanted to play around with him. Make sure he worked properly enough. Forgive my Daredevil comic books and my Decepticon decals from Toy Hacks down on the bottom of the shelf there. It is what it is until I get that part of the shelf full. It's kind of a storage space. Anyway, he's a great looking figure. If you have the 2012 Turtles, you're going to want the 2012 Shredder. If you love the 2012 Turtles, you're going to love the 2012 Shredder. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. First thing I want to talk about is right out the box. Right out the box. This middle blade right here was off. That was without me touching it. It was just, when I pulled him out of the box, it fell off and I had to put some super glue in there and get it on. Excuse me. Now, I have heard some people say when you pull Shredder's head off to swap the heads, that sometimes, if you're not careful, that you could possibly pop them off. I could probably see that happening too. They're in very, very close proximity. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I've been collecting Neca toys for a very long time. I took a break, and now I'm back. The plastic here kind of reminds me, and down here on his, these are a little more pliable down here, but I still wouldn't put any much pressure on them. They remind me of the old Neca Predators. Do you remember how easy those things were to break, and the things on them were easy to break? For example, the plasma caster gun. Like, if you moved that thing remotely in a direction that it may have not wanted to go at the time, even though it's supposed to go at that direction, it was going to snap. The plastic quality on these blades kind of reminds me of that, and I'm scared to death of them. You'll also notice right away that I have him on a DC McFarlane stand, and he doesn't really fit on that very well, but that's because I don't know where I put it. He doesn't necessarily need a stand. I'm just sort of scared to death of letting him on his own, you know? Here we are. The old school Neca stands. Right? These ones. They don't fit. I mean, they go in there, but they don't stay in. Let's show you on the other foot. Okay, get him in there. He actually is on the McFarlane stand better than these. So if you have these, worthless. Not gonna stand on that. So I have him right there on the Todd McFarlane digital exclusive stupid things, his dumb stands that I don't really use for even his Batman figures, but they work for Shredder. So I'm happy there. If you do, I don't like doing blue tack, because if I take pictures of my figures, there's always a little bit of blue tack sticking out there, you know, underneath the foot, and it just, blech. Anyway, he comes with a little bit of things. It could be more, but he comes with enough, I guess you could say. He comes with 3 blades for each gauntlet, right? I don't have it on that one because I figured this one would be like dun dun dun. Now, I've seen some people saying that you can't get the third one in here with these two, and that's not true. You absolutely can get that third blade in there if you want to. If you don't want to, cool. I figured like he'll pop that third one out. I don't know. Maybe it looks dumb. Maybe I'll redo it. I don't care. Let's see. How's it look like? Please don't break. All right. Maybe I'll keep it out of there. Whatever. But it's possible to be done, just so you know. He comes with 2, like, princess wavy hands. Like, hello. Hello, boys and girls. Hello. They're not open palm hands. I mean, they are, but his fingers are, they're not flat. Which I may throw that in some boiling hot water and flatten them out if they look normal. He comes with 2 of these sword gripping hands, but he doesn't come with a sword. I guess Neca was like, oh, well, I mean, that is very specific sword he could grip. You know, the blocky style. Because I do have one of my Mirage Turtles. Actually, this might be from one of the Foot or Shredder. And it does fit in there, but when he's holding it, it just looks puny. Like, it just looks like he's holding a little dagger. So it's like, I'll wait. Maybe Splinter or somebody will come with an extra sword he could use or something. I don't know. So like I said, he has 2 of those, and he has the 2 fists he has on him. He comes with an alternate head, a angry head, I guess. I don't know. I had both of the heads on, and I'll take the helmet off and just show you. Okay, there's that head. And there's that head. Sorry for the non-focusing. But honestly, I feel like this head, despite no gritting teeth, looks more pissed off than this head. I think this eye looks too surprised. Like he's like, oh, you know, I don't know. And even in the helmet, this one looks more angry. I would swap out the heads, but honestly, I don't want to bother with it because I'll probably put this in here and get it stuck. Yeah, I don't really want to do that, guys. So you'll have to get the figure and swap them out yourself and see. But yeah, there's that. He comes with the cape. Now this cape is kind of bland. It does come with like it has 2 hooks on it there that hook under his shoulder pads. But honestly, you're not going to display that helmet properly with his cape on. Look, let me see if I can show you real quick. I've done 6 minutes so far, and these are only for 10. See if I can show you. You just put them up there. They slide back on their own, basically. And he has like a Hunchback of Notre Dame thing going on back there. And when you put his helmet on, is it going to prove me to be a liar? Well, it pushes that forward. And if you want them back, it just doesn't work right. It looks goofy in my opinion in certain ways. Like, see, these actually push his helmet up a little bit. So, I ain't gonna bother with his cape. Yeah, it's cool looking and stuff, but maybe I'll go on eBay and see if people are making capes for him in the future. Because that's what I'll end up doing. And he comes with an Utron. Krang. The way this Krang came was dumb, because, as you see, he can sit down perfectly fine now. But way he comes, like, these ones are curled up, and, like, he just would constantly fall over. Dropped him in a vat of boiling water. He sits perfectly fine now. No problem whatsoever. So, you get this guy, make sure you throw him in a vat of boiling water. Or, a cup, whatever. I also did that for his joints. Because if you look at his joints, the funny thing about them here is there's a cut there for him to go past, like that's a 90-degree cut, right? But you can't use it on both arms. His gauntlets are way too big. And, I'm willing to sacrifice articulation on these guys to get the proper look. Because the 2012 Turtles had a very specific look. And if I have to sacrifice a 90-degree bend on Shredder to get his gigantic gauntlets, I have no problem doing that. And they don't come off. Maybe you could say, if they moved them out and you're able to take them off or unclip them, it's something to wear out over time. And I'm fine with how he's posed here, right? It's a basic pose, but you take what you can get. And I love the 2012 Turtles, despite being 42 years old and growing up with the original Turtles. This is my favorite cartoon. 2003 is up there too. But anyway, this guy's great, has his problems, absolutely. There's some QC issues here and there, like I told you. And they're not really QC, they're more like they don't work together very well, despite this. Be very careful with them. Get them stable, and don't let them fall. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Over Ben 1000, and I'll be back to you later this week with some more hopeful Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2012 reviews. Stick around.